The book is called The Imperfectionists by Tom Rachman. That's his name. Published in 2011. So, absolutely not new. That's how many years ago? But still a good book. The way I described this after I read the book, and I loved it, I really enjoyed it. The way I described it was, it's like a love letter to the heydays of newspaper publishing. I think back in 2011, we still have a lot of newspaper print, no? Newspaper broadsheets. And now it can be considered, what did you call it? A period piece. Because it's about the newspaper. It's about a specific newspaper outlet in Rome. I'll start with the emotion, okay? I describe it as a love letter because as with any love letter that you write, you kind of reminisce on something. You tell stories about your day. You tell stories about your feelings, your emotions, and all the good and the bad. You share it in a love letter, and you just want to share that. You just want to convey that to the recipient of that letter. And I felt that in this book because the book is a series of short stories of different people working in the newspaper. So each chapter is dedicated to a person who is working for the newspaper. It could be a writer, a copywriter, an obituary writer, an executive, and so on. And each of their stories is about their life in the newspaper. So it felt like that. It felt like somebody just writing about the life of this person while in this period, while in this company, working in this company, and then, they moved on. The short stories here, each chapter is somewhat related but not completely. So you're not going to don't expect a straight narrative. It's not like that. It's absolutely a short story per chapter. But the unifying theme or the thing that unifies all of these characters, all of the chapters, is the newspaper itself, where all of them works for. And I thought that was that was nice. That was kind of witty and sneaky almost. Kasi it's technically one book, diba? But if you read it, parang it's a series of short stories lang talaga. The author writes about the good and the bad about working for a newspaper company, but you could tell that it's all out of love, that whoever is working in that company, whoever is working for a newspaper outlet, they slave and they kill themselves for the story, to find the story, to they stay up late to make it to print by 10 p.m. so that it's out in the streets by 4 a.m. And that's all gone now. We don't do that anymore. Diba? So I love it. I love it. So laming nagpapakamatay para sa storya. And you could tell it here. He tells it so brilliantly. I wouldn't be so vain as to claim that I am anywhere near that level when I used to write for my school paper back then. But in a way, I could relate to it, especially the part wherein you have to stay up really late just to make it to print, proofreading every single thing, making it, trying to look at the layout. Does it make sense? What stories would go in? What would not? Submitting your article that's, you think is brilliant, but then it comes back to you from your editor with all the red lines. Yeah, so in that sense, yeah. Did the book inspire me to write? I don't know if the book inspired me to write, unfortunately, although I've been trying to get back to writing. No, the answer is no. The book did not inspire me to write, but it did made me think about the days of the newspaper, of the broadsheet, back when, decades ago na every morning, you will have a stack of broadsheets at the breakfast table and then pasa-pasa kayo magbabasa nun. So that was what I thought of. Those were, gone. Those days are gone. I love the book. I don't think it's for everyone, by the way. I don't think everyone would appreciate it as much as I do. I don't think so. And not because it's, not for whatever reason, but it's a really good book, but I just feel like it has a niche, niche, area. Writers would like it. People who write, who used to write for the paper, for whatever paper, in the publishing company, even if you're not a writer, only if you're involved in the publishing company, you would appreciate it and you would definitely relate to one or more of the characters here. When you work for the paper, you don't really have any other life than the paper. Because that's what it is. All the characters here in every short story here, that's what it tells you. Parang parang each person's story here tells you somewhat of their personal life, but then their personal life is also consumed by the paper. All they think about is the story. All they think about is going to print. All they think about is editing, funding, and so on. So if you work for a paper, especially back then, before the internet age, that's your life. You don't have any other life than the paper. I think the difference of publishing a broadsheet paper versus publishing nowadays in the internet is huge. I think journalism is the word that you're looking for. That was that was the broadsheets. That was journalism. They had to, first of all, they had to curate. They had to decide which stories go to print, which ones goes to the front, and then they had to make sure to fact check. Yes, it's a thing, to fact check every single thing before you print it, because people believe that shit. People believe the thing, right? So that was very important for the broadsheets. And nowadays, what's more important is to be first. Never mind if it's factual or not, right? Never mind if, it doesn't matter if you put out something in the internet now and you discovered later on, maybe, I made a few words, it's not right, I have to take it back. It's okay, unfortunately, because what matters now in internet news is being first. And if you would notice now, the news that you see are so short. It's like what? That's what do they call it? I forgot what they call it. Alam mo yun, yung mga short stories na sinisingit lang sa gilid ng mga broadsheets, yung short story na you could just draw it in a small box. That's what we call news now.
News briefs.
News briefs, thank you. In the internet, that's it. When you read the headline in the internet now that says, Pal is planning to file for bankruptcy. That's the headline. And then you read the story. Guess what? The story tells you exactly the same thing as the headline said. You didn't get anything new. So that's not journalism, right? So back then, in the broadsheet days, that's not how they do it. They have to give you the full story. So yeah, I feel very passionate about this apparently. I picked up this book because it has a lot of good reviews and a lot of critically, acclaimed, so on and so forth. It's a New York Times Book Review of the Year. Notable New York Times Book Review Award for the year, I guess back in 2011. New York Times bestseller. And then if you would browse through the first few pages, there's a lot of praises from different publications, newspaper publications. So that tells you something. Yeah. So in closing, you could tell that I really, really enjoyed this. I would encourage you to give it a try. I did say that it's not for everybody, but any book lover would love it, I think, because I think every book lover is a secret writer in them, within. So we will love this. So it's called The Imperfectionist by Tom Rachman. Ay, sayang. Naputol na. So it's called The Imperfectionist by Tom... I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. Tom Rachman, published in 2011. I loved it. So what you could do, probably, check it out in Kindle. I'm sure it has a sample few pages there and try it out. See if you like it, and then give it a try. Thank you.